With Session Update, I'm Julie Bartkey. Members of the legislature are being asked to voluntarily live on about $100 a week, roughly the same amount those on the Minnesota Family Investment Program receive. In a news conference today, the group challenged all legislators to live on that amount, their way of raising awareness to propose legislation that would increase the state program.
Basically, we're asking legislators to try and live on the equivalent for 1 week that a family on welfare lives on in Minnesota on the MFIP, Minnesota Family Investment Program. And I just wanted to give a couple of quick facts. 100,000 receive cash assistance every month in Minnesota. 70,000 of this number are children. The cash grants, as they are now, put families 70% below the federal poverty level, and that means that 70,000 Minnesota children are living in extreme poverty. The last time the welfare grants were raised was in 1986, 27 years ago, and since then the cost of living has doubled.
I am here to apologize to the families and to say that I couldn't take the challenge and that I made a commitment, but it was impossible. I just cannot leave with $437 a month. That's just impossible.
Because I concluded I would have to go homeless. I would have to, because I couldn't pay my rent. I couldn't drive because I couldn't afford my car payment. I couldn't afford the gas. And I don't know how people do it.
My son was born in 1983. I was a single mother. I received so in 83, probably less than it went up in 86. So I was on it was welfare back then. And I received that I was on it for, it must have been at least 7 years. And so I know what it's like to live off of that 436 and the only way that I was able to have a stable life was because of my family, my parents, and they struggle with housing. But that gave me an opportunity to take care of my son, so that sometimes I could work during the summer, so my son could attend karate classes, he could attend music classes. I could get him there. I could sometimes have a car. Usually the car would only last about a semester, so he had some opportunities that I didn't have, and so then I completed college while I was on welfare. I went to law school while I was on welfare, and I was, it took me, I was on, still eligible. I think the first year I got my attorney job, I was still eligible for the earned income credit. But, so since then I've probably paid more taxes than ever any state ever provided me in welfare benefits.
This is impossible. I can make a token effort, and I want to do it just for my own moral fiber, just to help me be more adequately inspired to really try to change this law. I mean, this is a Minnesota investment program. We are investing in our people, and I think what Representative Allen just talked about was very inspiring. The investment that she talked about having been made in her brought her to be a fabulous representative today and go through school and all of that. We don't allow that anymore for our families who are on this program.
And all the talk around the Capitol about the importance of education and early childhood, which we strongly want to encourage. Remember that these kids, when they go home at night and they don't have food on the table, that's not the way we want to be. That's not the kind of state Minnesota is. It is time to address this issue. Senator Eaton's and Representative Allen's bill to double the grant. It's long overdue, and it's time to do it today.
Every day it was a challenge for me and my family to struggle how to pay bills, how to get money for field trips. Mom, I need this because we're going on a field trip today. And it's sad when you got to look at your son and you say, maybe ask for a scholarship or something because I don't have the money to do it.
The stereotypes that existed in the past still exist to this day. About a month ago, I was at a meeting with some people, and one of the questions I had was, what about those men coming from Chicago getting on our welfare? This doesn't exist at all. It's all families. Every person in the MFIP has children, and the states around us have a better rate than we do. Nobody would come to Minnesota for anything. And there's a 60-month cap, And another thing that people think is that if you have more children when you're on, quote, welfare, you'll get more payment. Nope. Even the MCCL objects to that, because here's another child born that has nothing to contribute to its well-being. It's a moral affront to all of us.